ever I felt I was sent a sign from a god, it would be this story. It's called Dropping the Ball. It's ABC, it's Channel 7, on your side. It's about a team, baseball team, local, in high school. They're labeled the Knights. Has to do with AstroTurf. Has to do with Metropolitan. For whatever reason, they have to play in Queens Village, rather in their home territory, which is Glendale. Not quite sure if this is the part where you do the Grace and Frankie thing, which Lynn watches that show and I'm horrified. I'm like, oh my god, with some of the topics that they cover. But here we are. It's Channel 7. She works there was a Parkinson's thing I saw her taking part in. They addressed the other day. I thought that was really nice. But again, picking and choosing where God speaks through the angels and the archangels to try to overcome the evil that exists in the Big Apple, New York City, and the state of New York and the Empire State. So here it is. It says, dropping the ball.
Welcome back. A $1.5 million baseball field has been just sitting there going to waste. Parents and coaches say the New York City Parks Department has dropped the ball and for 2 years now have failed to order the right...
New York City Parks Department, represented by a maple leaf in a different color. Just so black and white doesn't get confused with When the World Broke in Technicolor.
Right size pitcher's mound. As a result, 3 high school baseball teams are not allowed to play on their perfect home field. So 7 on your sides, Nina Pineda, step to the plate.
How many games did you play on your home field? 0. For the past 2 seasons, the Queens Metropolitan Varsity Baseball Team has played all their home games.
Oh. Middle Village in the Queens area, or County Queens. Borough Queens. Not quite sure how to label that. But underneath, it's got, I don't know why, NBA. Why would you have a basketball association with this story? That gets really confusing. I thought we were talking baseball.
Home games on the road, on inferior fields that look like this.
Baseball is normally MLB.
Kind of a disgrace. It's just terrible.
They're not allowed to play here. Victory Field is theirs.
Victory Field in Glendale? Oh, I have to agree on this one, fellas. Just, I mean, like, if there was a manifestation somewhere in the world that matched this, whatever. The gods spoke. I heard them.
Their state-of-the-art home AstroTurf field. The Parks Department built it for $1.5 million.
It's disappointing because the kids don't have a field to call home.
I have 14 kids on my team, and only 2 kids have ever played a home game.
Richmond Hills varsity and JV team also share Victory Field. All 3 teams were told by the city it's off limits because the portable pitching mound at the field is too small.
The problem is the pitching mound is only 10 feet, and regulations require it to be 18.
Every time I pick off the second, my foot would roll.
Not touching that with a 10-foot pole. I wonder how that relates in polarity.
My ankle would roll, so I'm scared of getting injured.
So it's a safety issue.
Last May, Coach Freed texted the Parks Department administrator over and over, telling her the mound was too small and needed to be 18 feet. She promised to write back ASAP, but...
And then still nothing has happened, so I don't know sort of what the disconnect is. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6.
On this day, they're playing their home game at a nearby neutral field.
And this is not as in good shape.
No.
I refer to them as they're part of something. I don't know. I've been suffering my whole life under something I refer to my own personal situation as 6 foot under syndrome, as I was born under 6 foot. I was promised something that grew over 6 foot, but I don't know what happened to the arrival as was promised. So now I'm just suffering under 6 foot in a syndrome that seems to be affecting a lot of people.
And in the very first inning, a player was hit by a bad hop grounder. He was carted off the field, nose broken.
I think it's horrible. We pay our taxes, and this isn't a big ask.
We asked Parks and Mayor Adams' office about the delay of game. Within days, the mound was finally ordered, but the maker can't deliver for months. So we found a different supplier. You have a mound.
Yeah.
You're willing to send this mound to the Parks Department. You're willing to pay for the freight. And they didn't take you up on it?
Not yet.
The owner of AEROFORM in Missouri has a mound created for the Queens teams. He spoke to the city at our request.
They said, okay, we can't make any promises, but we'll do everything we can. And
Now, is this what the humans refer to as bureaucracy? I'm just, again, trying to construct or reconstruct the words that they use that have meant absolutely nothing because there's been no real example or exemplar format for which to use these things while just being neglected or abandoned in the field like some piece of equipment that doesn't really whatever.
And that was the last thing we heard from them.
The Parks Department said they would stick with their original vendor, which won't deliver until this summer.
I don't understand why it can't just be here while we still have a month and a half left in our season.
His player.
I was thinking when Marie was having Linda, why couldn't she have been moved to where the solution was myself in pre-delivery schedule? Then when Linda was pregnant with me the second time, because the first time was 1977, 76, 77, wouldn't have worked. There was some kind of whatever miscarriage. And then 1978 arrived, but why wasn't Linda moved to a more secure facility or area where the other baby was being born? So this way there was none of this erupting problem. Just curious.
Players don't get it either. Some are seniors hoping for scholarships. Now they'll graduate, never having played with home field advantage. In Queens, Dina Pineda, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Sheriff's deputy in Florida could teach Spider-Man a thing or two. Take a closer look
Oh,
at
look
this video.
at
This
that.
backhand
It looks like he rescued a baby. Alright, so it's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole, Cattaruzza. It's Earth, solar system, Milky Way, universe, galaxy is broken, and it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.